Hi, this is Regina Favors, the instructional designer for Favors Business Solutions, FBS. So I want to come to you with a workshop that I prepared for George Torres of Blended Cultures LLC, and it was in direct response to a logo that he created for complimentary reasons. And so it was a brief engagement, but I saw an interview that he did with another online digital creator named Kenya Bishop. And he's part of the 3701 ENT podcast. And they are both from Southwest Florida. And so I studied that video. I studied that interview. And George Torres, was discussing his marketing solutions, products, as well as his core values and belief system. And so I studied it, and I thought to myself, maybe I should create a workshop component. And so this is the result of that. Not only this logo plus branding, which is directly related to the interview, just tailoring the way that he thinks and what he said within that interview to create an actual learning document here that could actually also function as a workshop. There is an accompanying type of document that focuses on event planning. Now he briefly discussed event planning in that interview, but I had to do extended research to further understand. So this this discussion, this learning document here, which functions as a workshop, is a part of a case study that I am creating, or at least a collection of case studies I am creating that are connected to my own marketing efforts and goals for the Regina Favors website. So this first presentation of information uh, is based on that interview, tailoring the language, the content, the interview to how Mr. Torres thinks, as well as researching his extended website, which I will leave a link in the description for you to get a good understanding. So, this is logo plus branding, introductory principles of marketing for emerging small business owners. And this is tailored to essentially those events that Mr. Torres puts on that are for the Southwest Florida community, individuals who are interested in purchasing a vendor spot at one of his events, so that that person understands the importance of creating a logo and making sure that you link the logo to the branding message. Again, this is logo plus branding, introductory principles of marketing for emerging small business owners. This is a Blended Cultures LLC workshop prepared by Regina Favors, and I am the instructional designer. So this presentation is subject to fair use. So the whole goal is just basically to go over the information within this presentation for teaching and commentary purposes. So the learning objectives, by the end of this workshop, students will be able to do the following, or attendees: define the differences between marketing, branding, and using a logo. Create a market base appropriate for marketing, and then outline a tentative marketing plan. So in creating my own marketing plan, I had to do extended research, but I also used that interview as a guide for how I would later create the tentative marketing plan. So understanding basic marketing principles is central to connecting your logo to the branding message of your company, service offering, and marketing objectives. The logo is key to establishing a place in the market. At the same time, sustaining the message requires understanding your promise to the consumer. The Logo Plus brand permits appropriate marketing. This workshop introduces you to these marketing concepts. Most important is that when we see your logo as a consumer, what message do we get when we see that logo? What standards, what core values, what do we become accustomed to? So, Blended Cultures LLC, the mission. Cultures LLC is a marketing, promotion, and community events and entertainment company based in Southwest Florida. Blended Cultures LLC utilizes marketing strategies to help local businesses expand their reach, build their audience, and find success in gaining greater online exposure. As a professional marketing agency, Blended Cultures LLC helps clients and the community design effective marketing strategies to market their brand. So part of this is directly from the website, but just summarized. But this is the vision of Blended Cultures LLC. What does Blended Cultures LLC do? So, Blended Cultures is a platform that uses different channels to broadcast what a person is doing. Blended Cultures represents the blending of different industry cultures to help clients magnify and expand their reach. Blended Cultures partners with additional platforms to help clients broadcast their message. So, one of the things that I noticed in researching Blended Cultures and George Torres, that he's very concerned about helping you understand um, what is important, what you're doing, what message you are sending out. And he uses different channels, which include social media platforms, radio broadcasting. He will also reference any current client that he's working with. He also uses other types of platforms to help his clients broadcast their message. I choose Blended Cultures. So once Blended Cultures receives your marketing materials, marketing and communicating your brand appropriately becomes our assignment. In other words, whatever he sets to do, it is he takes it on as his personal responsibility, that he takes it on as an assignment, just as you would take on an assignment in a classroom, or you would take on a life assignment to solve some sort of problem in the world, right? Or just in your field. He is suggesting that Blended Cultures is the solution for marketing your brand because he takes it on as a responsibility. Now, he doesn't guarantee sales, but it is important that he takes it on as a responsibility to meet expectations that you may have. And the mission of Blended Cultures LLC is to create a quality preview to your quality movie using our marketing strategies, network, and referral strategies. The growth of the small business is dear to us, and it is our purpose to contribute marketing skills, strategies, and expertise. So, his expertise, Blended Cultures expertise, seems to be event planning, marketing promotions through the creation and execution of digital ads, but he also coordinates most of the work that he does with other um, business owners, especially when it comes to events. But the thing that I thought it was very interesting with that video, with the interview, was that he focused on this idea that we come to the movies to see the previews. And so that will be one of the reasons why we would want to know what is ahead while we are currently preparing to see the current movie. So he's thinking, he has the vision of helping you usher you into the vision of what you will become while you are where you are in the present. So, introduction to marketing, basic concepts. Marketing. Marketing is the act of selling the logo plus product to the consumer. Marketing represents the how of selling the brand. That's your message, the character promise using the logo. And that's very important because if there's an inherent promise in what you are trying to push forward um, through the logo, we are going to expect that you have the expertise to fulfill that logo. If you want a burger, just a simple burger from a certain burger restaurant, and and they sort of give you this implicit guarantee that it's going to be mouth watering and it has a certain taste to it, then you are looking to test that out, right? Especially any motto or taglines, mission statements, anything that a business is putting forth in terms of their message, character, promise. The golden arches, that is, you will find McDonald's globally, right? They want to be the preferred hamburger, in a sense, for anyone who wants to eat a hamburger. And so you will find that restaurant all over the world, right? Even in underdeveloped countries. So there is this promise that you will be able to, implicit promise that you will be able to get our hamburger and enjoy our hamburger wherever you are, right? And so the logo is the shortened version that explains who I am and what I am doing. So this is one of the companies that Mr. Torres mentioned within the interview. And so he was looking at it in terms of a sample logo and brand. And when we hear Coca-Cola or Coke, what do we what is actually connected to it? How have we been, I guess, conditioned to understand a Coke? It's a Coke that comes with a smile, right? So have a Coke and a smile is the best representation of logo attached to the character and promise of the brand. And pay attention. I don't drink Coke anymore. I don't really drink soda, but pay attention. Have you ever taken a sip or swig of of Coke, and did you feel different, right? I don't know if you smiled, but it is something that they have, the company has advertised for many years, with someone drinking a Coke, a sip, and smiling, right? And that's how we understand this brand. So Coca-Cola expects that when you hold a Coke in hand and drink its contents, that you will also smile. It is the purpose of Coke to not only push the smile, but also contribute to your life. So when you're smiling with a Coke, that means there's this implicit view that you're smiling in other areas of your life. So he mentioned also the cattle herder. So when the cattle herder brands the cow, it reveals the who, what, where, how, when. We know just by looking at this cow, right? Where the cow lives, who the owner is, how the cow is guarded when the cow is sold, and to whom. So this is an example of branding, right? And so this is very important to think about, because your brand has to be just as identifiable as you see here with this cow, right? We don't know what AJS and 129 and 09. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that if this cow got lost somewhere, there is identifiable information to guide whoever finds the cow back to its proper owner. And that's the same thing with your logo and your brand. Here are a few principles to consider in terms of how to prepare yourself. So principle number 1, know the difference. Marketing, act of market the way you market. Branding, act of brand, that's your character and promise. And then logo is logo. It is attached to the brand. So as soon as we look at your logo, we're going to immediately connect your logo to the brand, right? Or to the message. So principle 2, you need to detach emotions. So detach emotions from your professional logo. Projected emotions tarnishes and reshapes the character of the brand. Money does not protect you from tarnishing the brand. So the more, you always have to remember that you yourself are a walking brand. And so whatever you say, whatever you put out, will either support and validate your brand, or will oppose and invalidate your brand. It's almost like you are two different people. And so when you make the types of decisions that you're going to make publicly, and then of course commercially, you want to make sure, as Mr. Torres mentions, that you detach your emotions. So principle number three, right wrong way to market. So understand the audience you are attempting to reach. You cannot appeal to a NASCAR audience while selling basketball game tickets. You must understand the message you are trying to communicate to a specific audience. Marketing must be beneficial to the brand and client. So if you don't know your audience, the best way to do that is to run Facebook ads, Google ads, any other type of social media tool, Instagram ads, and then run a campaign for about 7 days. And then you will get the data analytics about how many people visited your ad, how many people clicked it, what was the age range or age distribution, what was the gender distribution. You will get a lot of that information just by running an ad campaign, and it's very cheap. If you go to Facebook, you can run a 7 day campaign for $14, maybe go up to $35. It's much more affordable. Pinterest is usually a certain figure, a dollar amount for 10 days. You can of course decrease it. Your highest cost will always come with LinkedIn. So you could have a budget of $100, but because other advertisers compete for ads, you can easily exhaust that in a day or two. So understanding your audience, but in all of these types of digital marketing tools, it gives you the data analytics to confirm whether or not um, the audience that you have created for the tentative marketing plan is actually the audience based upon the digital ads. I noticed that when I was creating my tentative marketing plan and executing and deploying um, um, digital ads, my initial perception that was that the audience was going to be 18-year-olds to 45-year-olds. When I ran the first campaign, I realized that I had a very high number of 65 plus individuals. And it's all because my logo is connected to this concept or branding of life recovery, overcoming setback, moving towards life recovery. That's why I have a whole life recovery curriculum. And so it could be the individuals over a certain age range, over 50 to 65 plus, may have suffered some individual setbacks, and find the information that I have on my website about life recovery much more applicable to them versus the 18 to 30, 31 to 50 or something, right? So understanding your audience is a very important thing to know, because you need to know how beneficial your brand is to a specific audience. So understand the waiting game. The first month of any marketing strategy, regardless of target audience, is characterized as planning and procrastination. You are dealing with humans who are busy, who work, who are content developers, and who are constantly marketing their work using various strategies. So, and this is essentially when Mr. Torres was discussing this idea of event planning and trying to gather information, trying to gather other people's logos and t-shirts and vendor purchases, that people are, even though they make their business a priority, there are times when it is kind of impossible to get what you need, because it's not like you're all sitting in a conference room together. People have individual lives. So your first month, um, there's a part of you that will always have the waiting game, whether you are dealing with emerging small business owners, even intermediate or some that are advanced, because if they are advanced, they are also running their companies and they're trying to sustain growth. So your first month would always have a house a waiting game. So principle number five, agreement is relative. So bringing everyone into agreement concerning marketing objectives requires planning and foresight. You must also allow time for clients and event sponsors to send logo, marketing materials, press releases, images, sound, and new content. And that's very hard for a person who is extremely organized, who likes to make sure that they meet deadlines, to sort of deal with people who are not good with deadlines. And these could be clients, and you have to have that patience just previously mentioned. Principle number 6, follow protocols. So, formal letters to different agencies, organizations, security professionals, and property managers represent industry standards. The goal is always to create an environment conducive for success. Vendors expect a quality event to get a return on their investment. So, it's very important because no one wants to pay a vendor fee for a disorganized event, especially when they could easily come up with their own little event in their apartment clubhouse, and let that be it. So, following protocol is extremely important. Okay, principle number 7, know your budget. A budget for any marketing and promotions event will always include the following. So, insurance, that's your business insurance, security, fire department, marketing, point of entry, COVID, proposals, waste management, personnel costs. So, anything that's going to be outside, at least when you have an inside location, maybe you are renting a space at the hotel or motel, then you don't necessarily have to deal with the waste management aspect of it. You do want to monitor it, but when you're dealing with outside events, you have to have the proper waste management protocol, and that means you're going to have the budget for it. Well, number 8, establish marketing goals. So the development of your marketing goals must consider the following. So branding, technology, social media, consumer, product based, buyers, testimonials, return customers. That's why it's important to possibly run ads on your particular marketing product, so that it gives you some idea about whether or not you are validating your marketing goals. Of course, you would have to create marketing goals. So, sample marketing goals, this is you preparing a tentative marketing plan. So, these are the marketing goals that I came up with when I first did an interview with Mr. Torres. It was a phone interview just to see what his product services, and after the logo, he created the logo, and then I wanted to further discuss. Oh no, I think it was prior to creation of the logo. He offered 2 complimentary digital ads, and when we had a phone interview, these are the marketing goals that just popped in my head. I don't even know. I can't really remember if I had any exposure to these. And so these are the same marketing goals that I use in my tentative marketing plan for the Regina White Favors website. So XYZ Company has established the following marketing goals: build brand awareness, drive traffic to website, create targeted consumer base, create consumers who purchase products, send emails encouraging testimonials, assess returning customers. And so this information should help clients prepare a tentative marketing plan with a specific marketing product. So if you're building brand awareness, that means that no one really is aware of your brand, and you're not really competing with anyone because essentially no one knows of your brand. So you're not in competition with anyone. Essentially, you are in competition with yourself to get your brand out there. So then driving traffic to the website is going to take a lot of social media marketing strategy and execution. And that's where I believe running the ads comes in, because if you can create the digital ad or use the services of Blended Cultures LLC to create the digital ad, then this gives you a way to add your website, create the website as a link, right? And then that gives you a way to drive traffic to the website. Set a campaign strategy, maybe look at the first 7 days based upon that digital ad. And then after a week, look at the analytics, right? What's going on? How many people came to your site? What's the total number? How many people viewed a certain page and stayed on that page? Did Is the bounce rate high? The bounce rate is essentially someone visited your site and then immediately left it, right? Or did someone actually click and stay on the page, and how long they stayed on the page, and what will be the rate for that? So that gives you driving traffic to the website, will help you to see what the analytics are. Then create targeted consumer base. So most of our consumers, if you do not have an online, if you do not have a physical store, then you are likely doing business online. So that means that's a targeted online consumer base that you need to keep in mind. And so your friends on your Facebook profile could become online consumer base if you then further created a Facebook page, linked it to Instagram, uh, connected it also to Twitter, right? And it depends on the product that you are selling. But um, you would have to move over those individuals to your Facebook page to determine truly who your online consumer base, because as is, they're just friends and followers of your Facebook profile, not necessarily of your business page. Create consumers who purchase products, so that's your conversion. That's who visited and then later decided to subscribe or to fill out a contact form. Whatever goal you set, was it to only build brand awareness, or was it to get people to buy, right, to purchase a product? Do you have converting language? Do you have language that says buy now, purchase this, visit Amazon.com, right? The titles are housed on that website and fulfilled through that organization. So, uh, having an online consumer base and having customers who actually purchase your products are two different things. And that's what you need to measure. Send emails encouraging testimonials. So, my goal will be to visit a book fair and then create an email list where people can receive a free gift, and then by signing up their email. And that is something that I'm going to be able to do, even if only I got 50 people to sign up. That gives me some emails to then create an email campaign. And then assess returning customers. The best way to assess returning customers a lot of times is to see what they respond to see if they actually reply to a post. But most importantly is would be, if they purchase a product, did they leave a review, right? What's their first review? And then is that the same type of person who also left another review on a different day for a different product? So assessing returning customers, that's going to take time, because you're going to have people who purchase your product. Marketing goals. So an online business directory can help XYZ company do the following. So Blended Cultures LLC has an online business directory. And the goal is just essentially to improve your visibility. So the package comes with a blog write up, a picture of you, as well as your social media links. So that's what he calls a vendor catalog. So an online vendor catalog or business directory is an example of a specific marketing product to help clients create a tentative marketing plan. The Blended Cultures online vendor catalog houses qualified, talented, trustworthy businesses, organizations, and creative people that offer solutions, products, and services. The vendor catalog is the first step towards establishing, meeting, measuring marketing goal objectives. It offers an annual membership with a custom designed social media ad branded with your logo and works in conjunction with your current marketing campaign. So that's why you have to understand your current marketing campaign, because marketing professionals do not guarantee sales. And so if your goal is to build brand awareness, you're going to have access to that digital ad yourself that you can then run as a campaign and ad campaign. And that website, Blended Cultures, actually receives over 8,000 visitors. Plan writing workshop using the marketing goals. So when we look at the tentative marketing plan, writing the tentative marketing plan requires multiple steps. the information here is not all inclusive. So there are different other steps that you could take. But the very first step is create the logo. And I thought that was very important because when I was going through my planning processes and writing my books um, on the topic of overcoming setback, life recovery, financial thriving, it felt like I was everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And one day I just posted on Facebook, on my Facebook page, a new book that was available in Amazon, on Amazon, and I wasn't really trying to market it. I was just saying, "Hey everybody, I just finished one of my books. You can find it on Amazon." And so it was Mr. Torres who approached me via Facebook Messenger, who wanted to discuss that ad that he called an ad, and that it wasn't visually appealing enough, and that he had a solution to create two complementary digital ads. And so what ended up happening was he thought best to create the logo, even though I didn't know that I needed a logo. And so the logo that I have for the Regina Y Favors website was like some sort of light, some beacon, something like whatever was off just came on, and it just pulled me. And so now I use it on everything I do. So creating the logo can give you the direction that you need for how to further create whatever goals you're going to create for your brand and product line. Then establish the promise. What is it that you are actually promising with your logo? When you see the Regina Y Favors logo, you should connect that immediately with life recovery, that you are pursuing life recovery, that you have overcome setback as a survival strategy, and that you have overcome the surviving of surviving, and you have moved yourself into overcoming setback, which now further leads to life recovery. So it's that survive to thrive. Hit the marketing goals. So the goals that I've already mentioned. Design the marketing strategy and then write the marketing plan. And the marketing strategy is likely will primarily be digital. There, even if you visited every mom and pop shop or major bookseller, if you are writing books and selling books, eventually you're going to have to do everything online, which is going to centralize your efforts. So, you designing a marketing strategy will definitely have to consider digital ads as well as a true social media marketing plan that supports your larger marketing plan. All right, these are steps how to prepare your strategy. So create the logo. The first part of the branding and marketing processes is the creation of a logo. Without a logo, potential customers will not be able to connect the promise of the brand to the logo. Establish the promise. Branding requires that you understand your own promise. What do you promise to consumers if they access and or purchase your products? What would they get in holding, experiencing your product? The worst thing that you could ever be is branded a fraud. You promised one thing and then you didn't deliver, right? And so understanding your own promise, meaning the limits of your promise. You can't do everything right now. Sometimes you may have to establish a 2 year to 5 year plan. I have a 2 year tentative marketing plan, and I'm running digital ads. And later, after, and that plan began 2022, and it's going to end December 2024. And then I will reassess to create the full final marketing plan. Now, a marketing plan is never truly final, but at least the one that is informative or has informed me of the marketing strategies I need to adopt. Create the marketing goals. So remember, building brand awareness, driving traffic to the website, creating a targeted consumer base, creating consumers who purchase products, sending emails to encourage testimonials, assessing returning customers, and then the very new aspect of these marketing goals is to establish a timeline for each marketing goal. Like I said, I am conducting a 3-month case study between March 2023 and June 2023, and I'm running ads on the digital ads that I have created. And so I'm now measuring the impact, the impressions, the conversions, click through rates, everything that I need to know to establish maybe another 3-month marketing goal with a true specific timeline. So that is one of my current processes. Design the marketing strategy. So, since marketing is the act of market, then it is important to do the following: know your market, know your marketing engines, know your marketing tools, resources, know your marketing strategies, know your marketing budget. And so, again, if you're going to do anything along the lines of marketing and promoting, it's going to take some money. You may have to split your efforts into 3 months, like I'm doing, and set aside a certain amount of month so that you do not break your own bank, right? Um, because your branding can't be that you became homeless as a result of trying to market your brand, right? And so understanding which marketing engine is going to work for you, running the ads will be something that you can determine. I noticed that for certain ads, I get a very high count, high visibility or visitor count, and then with certain, and I get that on Facebook. But then when I boost to Instagram, I may get people who like it, but it's not as high as Facebook. And then Pinterest, I get a lot of eyes on most of the ads that I have. Sometimes when I upload manually and don't sponsor, it seems like certain content, the numbers go through the roof. It's just strange. And so that's something that I have to keep in mind. And I may have to use those as tools and resources so that people understand that they are connecting to a brand, strategies, engines, etc. So write the marketing plan. The marketing plan is tentative in the beginning until you can create and sustain a solid consumer base. So marketing plans usually include the following headings: so business summary, business initiatives, customer consumer analysis, competitor analysis, SWOT analysis, market strategy, budget, marketing channels, financial projections. Now, it's hard to project anything if you don't have any sales. You can say, okay, I'm going to have X amount of people, 10 people purchase this book here, right? But if you don't have that already in existence, you can't project that. So projections is something that would be um, dependent upon basically whether or not consumers, online consumers convert to purchase customers who buy your product. Remember, consumer and customer are two different things, two different concepts. A consumer can read everything you have on your website and never buy a thing. A customer who reads everything on your website and decides to buy something is a customer. SWOT analysis is something that I want you to also think about: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and how important it is, because you need to know your own strengths as an individual. You need to know your own SWOT. So then, if you know your own SWOT and know that it may have an influence in terms of your business, that could be something that you could tailor to the business. So, for instance, your strengths are that you are an expert in your field. You know the subject matter. So then a weakness could be you taking on something for which you haven't become a student of yet. Then the opportunity would obviously be to learn what it is that you want to learn. And then the threat is always you. You are always your own threat. And so if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you don't pay your taxes, you don't uh, utilize a consistent marketing strategy to make sure that your logo and your brand coordinate and concur with each other, right? Then that is something that is going to be a threat for you. So, tentative marketing plan, the elements. The following information is summarized from various websites, including the blog on HubSpot. So I've used that before. I think I used to write for it as a freelance contractor. So see the references section. This summarizing is subject to fair use. So business summary, the business summary essentially summarizes the business name, company formation, and mission statement. It is important to understand your business formation and mission statement so that you can coordinate the logo plus brand to create an effective marketing strategy. So, what are you in business for? What is your mission? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What goals are you setting annually or quarterly, right? So, knowing your company formation, especially if you are an LLC or if you are a partnership or corporation or limited partnership, that's the information that you need to know because you need everybody to be on the same page. You don't need a partner to make decisions that are not beneficial for the company. Business initiatives. The business initiatives establish priorities for the project. Trying to do too many things might hinder the marketing strategy. Focusing on developing a specific marketing plan for a specific product or collection of products under one theme might allow for a better marketing strategy and thereby increase investment returns. So it's nothing worse than to see a logo or to see a product or to see a company and get confused. What is it that they are advertising? What is it that they want me to do? What products are they selling? What do they want me to buy? You want to have a clear, consistent message. That's why the marketing strategy has to be sort of coordinated across all social media platforms. It doesn't hurt that you can easily um, use one digital ad that you create in on one platform for another platform so that there is agreement. There's nothing worse than seeing something that is kind of disorganized. Customer analysis, so establishing the primary and secondary customer bases, is arguably the most important step in developing the marketing plan. This means that you should know the age range and the character of your customer to ensure your logo plus brand cooperate, for lack of a better word. Once you understand your customer base, it makes it easier to analyze the marketplace for your product. It might be helpful to develop a buyer's persona. So I think I made like 5 to 6 buyers personas, and they kind of relate to who I am as an individual. You can always find that information in my marketing plan, and I will leave a link in the description. Competitive analysis for most marketplace products within most industries, there are clear competitors. If you are creating a niche product, it would be difficult to establish a competitive analysis. However, based on your buyer's persona, who your customer is, what your customer likes, and when your customer is likely to purchase, might help you to create the competitive analysis for your product. So, my product is a niche product. The reason why my product that focuses on life recovery, encouraging individuals to overcome setback in pursuit of life recovery, is really a niche product. The status quo um, product is resilience. If you will see a lot of self-help books, sometimes scholarly works, on this idea of resilience. And so there's this focus that basically pushes everyone to be resilient. And they keep that as some sort of vision in their head, like a vision board or something. But until you address issues that are going on with you before you can even become resilient, you're just going to keep circling the same argument, the same life argument. Every time you try to push forward, you are pushed back 5, 6 steps because you don't know really the direction that you're in. Someone at some podium is saying, be resilient, but they don't tell you how and what that actually means for you and your life and what you have to do. Does it apply to education? Does it apply to your career? Does it apply to business? Does it apply to any relationships that you are enduring in the moment? Okay, you are in a relationship. It doesn't seem like it's working out, but you have someone on a microphone, on a megaphone saying, "Hey, be resilient." Okay, that's not enough to tell me what I need to do. SWOT analysis. So, a SWOT analysis is the most effective way of determining not only the strength or value of your product, but also whether you can create and endure a marketing strategy. Ask yourself the following questions before even considering the SWOT for your products. So, what are your market planning strengths? What are your market planning weaknesses? What are your market planning opportunities? What are your market planning threats? Especially if you're not the type of person who's talkative, you're not a salesperson, you're a background person. That is all. That's definitely going to be weaknesses and threats. It can also function as opportunities if you begin maybe to take a speech class or just begin preparing a script for yourself. So your market planning strengths could be essentially you are great at creating the digital ad. Your market planning weaknesses could be that you are inconsistent in how you create those ads. You don't always bring in your logo, and there may be a clear message on the digital ad, but we don't see the message connected to the logo. Your market planning opportunities, of course, would then be make sure that you connect the message to the logo or connect the logo to the message. Then threats are always you. Your threats could be laziness, it could be procrastination, it could be inconsistency, it could be the ego that you have that you say, oh, I don't really need to put my logo on everything. What's the big deal? People know who I am. Yeah, your Facebook friends and followers do, but not business uh, potential commercial customers. They don't know who you are. Market strategy. So, market strategy falls under this popular 7P. So, product, price, place, promotion, people, process, physical evidence. The budget is a very important component of the marketing plan. There are some areas of your marketing plan that might be complementary, but you will need money at some point to market and promote the products. What you spend your budget on reveals the true nature of your marketing plan and contributes to the effectiveness of your logo plus brand. Marketing channels. So, in a technology driven and social media influencing marketplace, utilizing the appropriate marketing channels will help you to measure whether your marketing strategy is effective, your products are selling, and whether consumers are connecting the logo to the brand. To be effective using social media, you would need to create a solid, separate, but coordinated social media plan. So, there's always the standard status quo marketing plan that you create, and because we live in a digital, online, social media environment, you're going to have a digital marketing plan and then a social media marketing plan. And sometimes the digital marketing and the social media marketing can sort of coordinate and coexist, but there's a difference between how you create and deploy digital marketing ads and how you execute those ads on a social media platform. And that's how you need to be sure that you understand your channels, what it is that you're doing. I noticed that for LinkedIn, as I noted earlier, it's a very high cost way to market. So I can only market just that $100 budget. It's too expensive. But that $100 budget gives me some insight into the customers, the click through rate, um, some distribution, some analytics. It gives me a lot of information that I can now coordinate with other deployed ads on other social media platforms. Take some time to search the internet for social media marketing templates for more information. And everything is on the internet. So you can get a sample marketing plan, just type it in the words, sample marketing plan. You can type in sample digital marketing plan. And then you can type in, of course, sample social media plan. Financial projections. So the financial projections are predicated on the budget you set for the marketing plan. You may or may not achieve return on investment. Regardless, it is important to set financial projections. This means that you should have some accounting exposure to determine what might be your income potential, expenses, and break even. Again, you won't really know what your potential will be until you begin selling products and looking at those numbers within a quarter, well, within a month, and then within a quarter. And then you can set better financial projections. So, conclusion, just considering your SMART. As you consider your logo plus brand and develop the marketing strategy, always be sure to establish SMART business goals. So, what is SMART? Specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, time bound. So, you will see SWOT a lot of times in connected to business lingo, but SMART is connected to the types of business goals that you set, because you can have different types of goals that don't really work well together. So understanding your business goal is very important. So specific, the logo plus brand marketing goal you set must be specific. So for instance, using Facebook digital ads, the goal is to create brand awareness of product A and drive traffic to the site and or Facebook store. So that's why you need to have a Facebook store, know what the goal is. Is it, most of my books are housed on Amazon.com, but I do have a Facebook page, business page, and I do have a Facebook store, but I'm assuming and I'm hoping that people will click out and actually purchase the book on Amazon, because Amazon fulfills it and ships it out. And so if I kind of had to do that, if they purchased on the Facebook store, then essentially I would have to do it myself. But then I could still go into my account, my Amazon account, and send it to that person. So I just prefer that fulfillment at this point, because it's just all of my products are book products, to go through Amazon. Measurable. The logo plus brand marketing goal you set must be measurable. Using Facebook digital ads, the goal is to create a targeted consumer base for product A and create consumers who purchase product A. And consumers on for the second should actually be customers, but it's this measurable that you're trying to set from consumer to customer, not a person who just consistently consumes but never buys, but a person who is interested in consuming but also buys. Actionable, the logo plus brand marketing goal you set must be actionable. So using Facebook digital ads, the goal is to create consumers who purchase product A and who respond to email and or website requests for testimonials. So that's where the email campaign can come in. And you got to get access to emails. And the only way I believe to do that, and this could be some bias on my part, is to attend these conferences and become a vendor. And when you do that, it gives you an opportunity to create a sign up list and then give away a free product. And people like free products, and they will give you their email address just for that free product. Relevant. The local plus brand marketing goal you set must be relevant. Using Facebook digital ads, the goal is to assess customer testimonials for product A. So what are the people saying about product A? How many people like it? How many people have read it? How many people are giving it to other people? What are they saying? So whatever goals you set, they must be relevant. Time bound. The logo plus marketing goal you set must be time bound. Using Facebook digital ads, the goal is to assess the purchasing decisions for returning customers for product A. So hopefully the person who purchased one product will purchase another, right? What is that time between them purchasing one and returning to purchase another product under your brand? So recap marketing goals. So build brand awareness, which is a specific goal. Drive traffic to website, which is also specific. Create targeted consumer base, which is measurable. Create consumers who purchase, which is measurable, actionable. Send emails encouraging testimonials, relevant, actionable. And then assess returning customers, time bound. So establishing a timeline for each of these marketing goals is one of your um, um, objectives as well. So this is the reference that I got from that particular source. 5 steps to create an outstanding marketing plan. Okay, so visit, subscribe, and follow George Torres. He is the CEO of Blended Cultures LLC, and you can find him on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you very much for listening.